All right. So I am here live on Facebook and YouTube. I know I said I was going to black out in honor of the TikTok ban, but TikTok is back. However, I also said in a post I put up less than an hour ago that I would be on live stream on TikTok at 3:30 Eastern, and TikTok lives aren't working. So while it is coming back, the app for the US is actually rebooting, coming back. Live streams are not available. So I'm not sure what that is about. It said retry later. I tried 5 times and it was not working. So I can't go live as much as I want to go live. I cannot go live over there. So yeah, I'm I'm happy that it was less than 24 hours that TikTok disappeared and came back. Talked to a couple of my friends over the last 24 hours and my daughter about what's next. You know, a lot of people did not believe me when I said TikTok's not going to disappear. Like everybody was freaking out and everybody was in fear. And we learned a lot from that. The last couple of weeks, we learned a whole lot about the other side of the world. Thankfully, as someone who's Asian, I'm very happy that people are, their perceptions, their beliefs, the propaganda, all being challenged. And they're being forced to actually now, look at, oh, what we believed was not true. So, considering the incoming rulers in the US and what we went through last time with the same president, I really do think that this TikTok ban, the move to Red Note, the opening of the eyes of so many people, I think that it was divinely orchestrated. I think that it will cut down on not all, some of the Asian hate that so many unfortunate Asians experienced in the last term. For me personally, I'm happy about it. I mean, I moved to Texas because there was such a rise of white nationalists and white supremacist groups in the Washington area where we were looking like we had an offer on a house. And within 5 minutes of the house, there was like all these groups rising up. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy a house here. So I do. It is my expectation that those things will be less and less accepted. So that's my hope with what's going on now. I see a lot of people angry that it went away, it came back. Shochu put out a statement on TikTok. If you opened your app and it said, "Thanks to the efforts of President Trump," yada yada. And everyone's like, "Oh, I'm leaving TikTok. This has been like blah blah blah." And he's going to the inauguration, and I want to talk about that. Look, if you want to know what the powers that be are doing and you want to have a voice in that discussion and sit at that table, you have to sit at that table. You can't rely on other people. So, personally, I don't think that he sold out. I don't think that he's going to sell TikTok to the US. Like, I just saw something that said that a news article that said that the US wants 60% ownership of TikTok. Now we're talking about unconstitutional. Like, that's state run media at that point. That's not going to happen. Um, do I think that ByteDance might consider different ownership globally, and it's an international company? I think something's going to shift, and we have 90 days. As soon as Trump actually signs the extension, they have 90 days. Spirit assured me last week, we have this app for at least a year, and they keep telling me, no, it's here to stay. There will be a workaround, and it isn't to sell it to the US government. Like, that's just stupid. None of us are going to be on it if that's what happens. A. And B, internationally, that's unheard of. And from the standpoint of a monopoly and an antitrust thing, it breaks It breaks lots of laws. So, in any case, we have it back. Yay. Awesome. Um, what have we learned? Like I said, we learned about China. China learned about us. Communication is open. I did join Red Note. I did delete Red Note yesterday or the day before. I deleted it personally, not because I didn't enjoy seeing posts and all of that. I deleted it because I was seeing Chinese Americans, people that are Chinese living in America, or Chinese Americans that were very upset that the TikTok refugees were coming in and there was a threat of losing access to communication between the US and the Chinese residents because of the government. And I completely understand. I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for that. So I deleted the app. I think I did. I took it off my phone. I tried to delete my account. Really difficult because it was all in Chinese and I was just pushing buttons, and it did log me out. So I'm assuming that I deleted my account. I don't know for sure. Um, in any case, that's why I did that. Now, I've seen more and more Chinese people with VPNs join TikTok, which is super cool. And I did say, yeah, we're going to black out for the week in protest. I am not going to be on any social media probably tomorrow. I don't want anything to do with the politics of tomorrow. So today's the 19th. For those of you who are in Hidden Wisdom and in Charm Life, you guys know I said the 19th is a big day, like it's a day to watch. Something big's going to happen. And that feeling has not passed. And it's not just the TikTok thing. That's not what I was getting. TikTok's all part of it, but there's something more. And the day's not over yet. And it literally is, there's a window between the 19th and 20th that something big is going to happen. Like, we're not done yet. Unfortunately, really unfortunately. I like that I was right and predicted that TikTok's not going away for this reason. So many tarot readers and psychics are like, oh, we're losing the out. And no one would commit to it. And I'm like, no, it's not going away. And a lot of people were questioning me. Well, I hope you're right, but I'm like, there's no buts. I don't put out predictions unless I'm absolutely sure that something's that it's right. So we all need to calm down now. There's a lot, Spirit says, going on in the background. So what everybody sees going on, political posturing, monopolies, lobbying, manipulations, there's a lot going on in the background of that, things in the dark that we don't know about, A. But B, there's a lot going on from the spiritual realm and the spiritual helpers that we don't know about. And even the looming threat of a TikTok ban was, I believe, on so many levels, it was divinely orchestrated. It did push people to do things like join Xiaoyang Shu, Red Note. And it did open eyes, and it did show everyone that was connected on TikTok in different countries that we can be unified. It also showed the Americans that it's time to come together in harmony and peace, to organize and to really remind the powers that be, like, we have more power than you. You work for us. Like, you're there because of the voters, the resident. You don't get to just do whatever you want. We're not in a dictatorship. And yes, there's a threat of that. So it's time we pay attention. Pay attention to the bills that are being passed through the House, the Senate, the Congress. Tomorrow, more than 100 bills Trump's just going to sign off on without even knowing what the heck, I'm sure, it contains. He's just listening to what they're telling him, and he's just like going to sign off on them on his first day. That's a little scary. It's really a little scary when women's rights and health rights are on the table. So I hope you guys are paying attention. I really hope you're paying attention. I am going to be posting a lot of content over on TikTok. That's something Spirit said we're going to have you post over there. I joined a bunch of different apps because I wanted to see what else was out there. I'm not an big Instagram user. I don't spend time scrolling Instagram. Facebook, while I had a lot of engagement and a lot of views back years ago, like the algorithm switched and the people that follow me don't see my stuff. When I go live, a lot of people don't even get the notification. And it's the same way on YouTube. So I don't want to spend a ton of time trying to break through the algorithm in those places because I have tried. I did create a Blue Sky, Bernadette Gold. I did join Clapper, which is a weird deal because it is an adult site, but you can find me all Bernadette Gold on all of them. So Blue Sky, Trendapend, Clapper. I made a Flip account and only come to realize it's mostly e-commerce. So I'm probably going to delete that account. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to see how I feel about it. Like I'm not just going to stick solely to creating content on any one platform. I mean, if there's one thing that most people I think have come to understand is you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, entrepreneurs know this. We have to be on multiple platforms. But those of you who really enjoy creating community on social media understand that goes for you too. Don't put all of your connections and community into one basket. TikTok disappearing like that really screwed people up. It is one of the only places where I feel like you can engage, create conversation and community a little better than on these other platforms. I like Facebook groups for communication, but a lot of people left Facebook. A lot of people left the Meta platforms. YouTube's really difficult to create community on, and I am still trying to find answers to how to do that off of these apps, like create community in a different way. Now on Clapper, I like that they have groups that you can create, but not a lot of people are on Clapper yet. And the algorithm right now, because the content is kind of crappy because it was very adult oriented, more TikTok users are actually pushing things over to that app to try and get new content on. And I need to create content for that site too. Hi, Rox. Thank you. So yeah, my reviews of those sites. So like I said, Clapper's like 17 and over. It looks like TikTok. It has some cool features. It's glitchy as hell. Last night when TikTok went down, a bunch of people flooded onto Clapper and the site virtually stopped working for me and a couple other people I know. So it sucked. And then I got interrogated by this woman in my DMs on that site. And she's like, kind of far right, conservative Christian, asking me about my beliefs and what am I looking for in it was crazy. I posted a video, but then TikTok went dark, so that video went away. But I have it on my phone, I think. So I might share that. It was like, oh my God. I ended up blocking her because I'm like, get off. Like I did. There hasn't been a huge welcome from the people that have been in that community. It's an older crowd. It's a lot of right-wing conservative people, and some of them are so nice. And the other side of it, some of them are so against new people coming on, which is unfortunate for the app creator because the way you make money in tech is have an app that people use. It's pretty simple. And I do think a lot of people are going to spend more time just on TikTok because they enjoy it and it's back. But we're not out of the woods yet. They will figure out a solution. They will. So it's too much to take away from the American economy for them to just do it. I really feel like the ideal would be that the law gets repealed. And I know that there is a fight going forward to have actual hearings about it because there was no proof of data threat and whatnot. But it's going to be up to the Congress. It really is going to be up to the Congress as far as repealing that law. Can we do it in 90 days? I think we have to. In the meanwhile, I think that we learned some things that have been going on behind the scenes in the way that our legislature works and rude awakening. The biggest wake up call that Spirit said, and all of this that's happening right now as we move into this transformational shift moving forward on this planet, is all the things in the dark are in fact coming to light. We have to pay attention. Pay attention to the bills being passed in your state. Pay attention to what's going on in Congress. And then don't just pay attention. Write your Congress members, your senators, write letters to the press, voice your concerns. We have got to take back control, not only of the narrative on mainstream news, but take back control of the laws being passed to control us, to manipulate us, to suppress us, and to keep the 1% where they are financially and screw the rest of us. We have to do something, or we're all in trouble. So it's super important. What happens here in the US affects every other country, and what happens in every other country affects us. We can no longer think that we are the superpower and we are supreme and we are superior. We are not. And I think that that's been seen as well. Spirit really has been showing me a lot of things, and in a lot of ways, I am so excited. I'm not at all scared. I'm disgusted about a lot of the things that have been going on in the dark. Disgusted. The most concerning to me is the direction that a lot of the lawmakers and politicians want to take the US and their view of equality for women and anyone who is not a heterosexual couple and married. I'm disgusted and concerned for my daughters and my granddaughter if we do not stop the agendas that are being pushed. We need to learn how to get along. We need to learn how to love one another as Christ loves us. We need to learn how to go beyond the surface of what you look like, the color of your skin and your eyes, and your gender. We need to get over it. Seriously, we need to get over it and start to unify and organize and harmonize and be peaceful, but with a voice. We need to take back control over what's going on in a very loving way, in a powerful way, in a positive way, in a way that serves the whole, not just a few at the top. You are not powerless. You are so powerful, and they know that. That is why they want to keep suppressing free speech. That is why they don't want us talking to Chinese citizens. That is why they want to control the narrative on mainstream media. And whether we like it or not, mainstream media has become state-run media, and they want to create state-run apps. And if you think even that the platforms that I'm broadcasting on right now are not censored, you're wrong. Go do your own research. I can say it till I'm blue in the face. That's why only certain accounts succeed and other accounts are floored or hidden and shadow banned. I mean, that's what I like about TikTok, but I haven't been an active poster on TikTok because I spent a year fighting cancer, and that fight's not over yet. But Spirit's giving me information of how to kind of move forward. Now that I'm healing, now that I'm getting my energy back, and now that I'm feeling better. So I'm excited for what's coming. I hope that I can go live on TikTok sometime in the next bit, but it's just not available. So for those of you on YouTube and Facebook, say hello. I'm tomorrow, like I said, you're not going to see any content being pushed out from my onto my business page or my personal page because of what tomorrow's all about. We rescheduled everything for an entire week. My Alexa's censored, I swear. All these devices, seriously, all of them, feedback. I on my iPhone with the latest update, I had to go through every single app because there's an update that made it so that your iPhone is like AI tracking all of your apps and sending it back to Apple. And I'm like, no. And I had to go through all of the apps on my phone. No, 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 no. So if you haven't done that yet and you're an iPhone user, go check because that latest update, it's hidden in your settings. It's really messed up too. Like, I'm like, no, you don't get to track and you don't get to find out what I'm doing on other apps. Like, whoo. So even that, like, that's what I'm saying about data security. The joke of it is with data security and the TikTok ban, everything virtually, I could lift almost everything in my office and it's made in China. And the biggest joke is almost every single mobile device and computer we own is either manufactured and shipped from China. My HP computer, my Apple phone, all comes from China, y'all. If you're really that worried about security, why are we buying all of our digital devices from China? Nobody's answering that question, are they? All of our TVs and smart devices, where is it manufactured? China. Like, if you were that worried about it, you would have kept that manufacturing here in the US solely. So I think it's all very interesting and it's trying to put fear into us and it's trying to divide us and make everybody be against each other. And instead of going left and right of the politics, we actually really need to get to they're two wings of the same damn bird. We need a different bird. If we're going to fly, we need a new bird. Seriously. Like, get rid of both wings because they've both become extreme and they're not listening to the people. They're not looking out for us. There's so much insider trading going on with the people in Congress and the Senate, and then the president himself, who just released a Bitcoin meme and made $25 billion plus in the last 48 hours, which, again, like, this stuff disgusts me when so many people are going hungry and are unemployed and can't find jobs and more companies are laying off here in the US. Like, oh, the thing about Red Note that I'm so excited about the conversations that people were having over there is understanding, like, this country rejected Bernie Sanders and socialism. And what the people from China have been saying is, like, we're not communist country. We're socialist. Our government, we buy our homes and we pay property tax one time with the sale of our home. And our cars, we don't pay yearly registration licensing fees. One time sales tax when you buy the car. When you die, your home isn't still taxed. Like, you own it, right? The government, while they don't have universal health care, the government there subsidizes most of their health care. They don't have income tax. Guess how they get by? The corporations are taxed. We have a thing or two to learn from China. Seriously. Their country is clean. The people are respectful. You know, they don't want to have people talking negatively against the government. And then that way, lots of things are controlled and they have state run media. It really isn't that different here. Like, the NSA controls a lot of things when it comes to movies that are put out, entertainment that's put out. Yeah. Yeah. We need to start making and buying US. China is so much more advanced than us, far more advanced than us. And I've been saying it since 2010 when I had to go to India to get neck surgery. Like, if you travel outside of the US, you realize, and I mean, I'm Asian, so, like, I have not had this attitude that, like, we're so better than everyone. Like, I know what's going on outside of this country. I stay abreast of those things, and I have relatives that don't live in this country, and the food outside of the US is cleaner and way more affordable than here. And even there, like the groceries in China are affordable. There's some conversations on Red Note when the fires were going on in LA, and they're like, well, why doesn't your government, with the people who lost their houses, just put them in unoccupied houses? And, the response was like, how do you do that? Like, we can't they won't do that. And they're shocked. They were shocked that homelessness is such a problem. They were shocked. They actually now feel bad for us. Like, man, how do you work 2 or 3 jobs just to survive? And y'all are complaining because our kids are in school till 9 or 10 o'clock when they're, in high school trying to pass their exams. But here's the deal. Those kids are smart. They speak 2 languages at bare minimum, English and Chinese, Mandarin, right? Like, they don't have as many health problems as us. The comical comments and jokes that the Chinese make about the Americans. Why do you eat like you have free healthcare? And it's like, no joke. I think it's funny because it's true. I mean, they're not trying to be malicious. Like we do. We eat like we have free healthcare, and we don't. We don't have free healthcare. Yeah, and there's so much that I believe will come out more and more in the upcoming weeks and months that will open our eyes. It's time that we really start to embrace. We don't know everything. We are not superior. We are all the same as humans. Our organs are the same. Our blood bleeds the same. We have the same ailments, and we need to get along. Literally, we need to get along. And start to broaden our perspective on things and not be so me. The one thing I love about China, Japan, and most of the Asian countries, especially Japan, it's so respectful because even things like throwing your trash out when nobody's looking, no, you don't do stuff like that because they do understand what I do when nobody's looking affects everybody just the same. We don't have that attitude here in America. People aren't as helpful here in America as I have seen on that Clapper app. People are rooted in to their belief system. People are rooted into, I want things my way, not what's best for the highest good of all. And if we're gonna fix the big issues here in America, we got to get over this me attitude. The ego is huge with us. And if there's one thing that I think a lot of people have learned, the US is a bigger bully in the world than anyone wanted to believe. And our politicians, they represent us in the world. So when they're bullying and creating wars and, penalizing other countries for no damn good, it reflects on how people see us. It really does. And it's really unfortunate. It's really sad. But I'm excited because Spirit says this even the TikTok ban, which people have been even rude about that. People that don't use TikTok, oh, I don't see the big deal. What are you crying about social media? Because people built businesses on there. That is their income. They sell out of TikTok shops. They monetized on there, that platform. You take that away, there's a lot of people that will be broke and more people losing their houses. So this crap about stop crying over an app, it isn't just an app. It's community. It's a place to host your business where it's more equal and easy for people to be seen and heard and have a platform to make money, unlike the Meta products, the YouTube products, and all those other things. There's nothing else out there like it. Their algorithm is amazing, and no other algorithm on social media can handle it, which is why they wanted to get rid of it. That was what's behind it. They want to know how the algorithm's programmed because China is so far ahead of us. So if the monopolies in social media and even media can't get their hands on how they're building such an amazing platform and algorithm, they can't get their hands on it, then if we can't have it, nobody can. Like, no, Greedy people. Greedy bastards. Anyways, so yeah, um, you won't see me on here much. I mean, I will be answering within my groups questions, comments, posts, but I will not be posting our daily inspirational message or videos that were scheduled. They've all been rescheduled to start a week from Monday. Start back up a week from Monday. I'm not going to disappear off these platforms like Meta, Facebook, because I have a big following here. I'm hopeful, ever so hopeful. At this point, it's probably like Pollyanna. I'm ever so hopeful that Facebook will actually play more fair on their algorithm the way it was back in the day, where I built 25,000 followers on this platform and they all got to engage with me. And then slowly but surely, the algorithm changed, and like they don't promote my posts unless I pay to have them promoted. So I'm not going to, I'm just not willing to play the game the way that they want us to. I won't go away because a lot of people have said, please don't. You know, I don't have TikTok and the other things. But if you are on TikTok, please add me. If you're on Blue Sky, I'm at Bernadette Gold, same name. And then if you decide that you want to come on to Clapper, do that. But I'm telling you, it's glitchy, and you have to set the NSFW settings, not safe for work, which then will get rid of any potential nasty girl stuff. Just the fact that we have to do that just makes me sick. Because there's a movement to black out our use on the Meta platforms and the Google platforms from the 19th. Well, yeah, from today through, and I broke it already, through the 26th. So for 1 week, we're boycotting posting on, engaging on, logging in on the Meta platforms because they're the ones that lobbied to shut down TikTok without any care or concern for the 170 million people that use it, have found community, and made money on it. Like, it sends a message. Their stocks have been tanking in the last week and then started to come back up again. But I think they're in for a rude awakening that we, the people, are not going to put up with those shenanigans. For them, the top 1% just have money. And look, Amazon was one of the ones that lobbied for it too. Why? Because TikTok shops was stealing a big percentage of their income too. A lot of people buy stuff on TikTok shops. I'm one of them. But, you know, these mega corporations and these billionaires, Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, they're like, they want to have all of the income for themselves. They all do. And when the senators passed that bill to ban TikTok, guess what? They all have stock and bought in to Meta and Amazon. And it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting. Y'all keep getting away with things and you're living lawless lives. And yet you're telling us what you're going to give us. Please. No. Yeah. So in protest, I am going to, as much as I can for my business. Trump is the one. Okay, Rox, let's clear this up. Go do your research. Google this. Trump is the one that started the ban on TikTok and pushed it through right before he left office. Facts. These are facts. You could go research this. Like, facts. He's the one. And this was before he got onto TikTok. Seriously. At the last part of his term, he was the one that said, we're getting rid of TikTok, and talked bad about Chinese people and Asians during his entire term. Like I said, I moved to Texas. Asians were getting attacked. My family in California was terrified. I have clients that were like, oh my God, it's mayhem, because he kept calling COVID the Chinese virus, the Chinese flu. Like, everyone, the racism towards Asians, which it wasn't like it ever went away, it just amplified it. The attacks on Asians were horrible because our president was so racist in his comments. So, like, no, don't think that he didn't. Go do your research, like educate yourself. It's super important you guys understand exactly. Like I fact check everything on my own. And that's the other part of why I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Meta. Meta just got rid of all of their community fact checking. They got rid of it. They're like, "Oh, let's just get rid of that." So now it's okay to make fun of and bully people that you don't agree with that are either transgender or part of the LGBTQ community. That worries me for those people and for the young people. All of this is like, I can't support it. So while I'm not getting off of Meta as of yet, I am looking for, that's why I'm trying these other apps. I'm looking for a solution of where we can host our groups, where we can build community outside of TikTok, um, so that we still have a voice, and we can provide a safe haven, a safe space for people to talk, to help each other. Literally, like I need to find a place where we can have groups. Now, some people are saying Substack, but I don't know about that. I don't know, and I don't know how many people like. I have a lot of people that I know that are on Substack, but I'm not on Substack, and it's not a huge well used app, mostly for entrepreneurs like me. So I don't know. There's no answer yet. I'm still digging in to find, okay, once I have it where it's got private groups, community, um, where it's a good video platform, where it's a safe space that users aren't going to be bullied, where there's engagement, where there's acceptance, and it's peaceful, that's where I'm going to recommend. That's why right now I'm really hesitant to let anyone know I'm on Clapper, because that is not a safe space right now. It's not a safe space right now, I don't think. And the other apps, Trend Depend is glitchy. There's another one. What was the other one? Fan base. That one is glitchy, and it's more hip hop style lifestyle, not my thing. I know they're trying to grow. There's Neptune app is supposed to be coming. And then the Blue Sky thing, they're supposed to be developing a video platform that will communicate between Blue Sky, which is Twitter like, and that I think it's called Spotlight or Starlight or something like that. But that's not done yet. So we'll see. This has shown that other platforms are welcome to develop. Um, and I'm hoping that they take lessons from the amount of people who are like, community. We need a place where it's a safe community, and a place where we can gather together with free speech. And that's the one thing I will say, Clapper has absolutely zero censorship. Zero. There's no censorship at all, but it's very, the people that have been on there for a while, it's very, very, they're very closed. It's not welcoming. I want a welcoming, like if I'm going to bring my people with me, I want to make sure that they're welcome and they're safe. So far I have yet to find that. And TikTok doesn't have closed community chats. So yeah, I don't know if we need to open up another Patreon or what. Hi, Unique. I don't know. Like I'm looking to see, and I am trying all of these apps. So like I added 5 apps to my thing. I'm on Lemonade now. I haven't really posted anything over there. But Lemonade's part of TikTok. And so owned by the same company. I don't want to only have one platform. Some people aren't, comfortable just consuming video content. So I've got to look. But Lemonade, I'm Bernadette Gold over there too. TikTok, Bernadette Gold, all one word. Blue Sky, Bernadette Gold, and then I'm on all the other platforms that y'all use as Bernadette Gold, except for YouTube, it's the Gold Factor. So, and I may be changing my name back on there to Bernadette Gold. It was just easier. So yeah. Anywho, if you are on TikTok, join me over there. I am going to be sharing, creating videos and series on some of the stories I shared in my book, and probably be able to add a few more details and answer questions. I'm in it to set up lives over there. I haven't really focused on it. I've always done them over here, but my viewership over here has just drastically dropped. And with everybody leaving Meta, it's just I don't know that it can be the same ever again. I don't know. Don't know. Just saying. You know, I'm not happy with the Meta at all. But I have people here in my groups are here. So for now, this is where I'll keep those groups until I find another app. And if any of you guys have suggestions and you've used a different platform that has video, has the ability to create private communities, is safe, is welcoming, has a good algorithm that allows for anyone to broadcast and actually get views and make friends, and it's diverse and it's accepting and all of those things, let me know. Send me a private message or email me. I would love to know, because I know a few different entrepreneurs who are looking for the same dang thing. So I'm out for the next week till the 26th, only on the Meta platforms. I may very well broadcast on YouTube live. So if you're not following me over there, make sure you follow me. If you're not on TikTok, I will definitely be posting on TikTok. And like I said, when the live feature comes back, because it's saying it's unable. So maybe they're just turning the light switches back on to all of it. And as the algorithm resets and everything resets, yeah, we'll see. But I am gonna focus a lot of energy over on TikTok. I'll post on Blue Sky. So come on to Blue Sky. Blue Sky's like the Twitter replacement. And they are tweaking their stuff too. I've never been a big fan of Twitter, but you can do video and stuff like that on Blue Sky. So they see the need to fill in the gaps and create a different platform, like add features. So I'm hopeful for Blue Sky, because a bunch of TikTok users went to Blue Sky. And yeah, so we'll see. But I'd love to know what you guys are finding out there in the wild. Let me know. I'll see you guys later. Have a great week. If you have any concerns, just email me. Please don't message me here. Email me, Bernadette Gold, or Bernadette at bernadettegold.com, because I'm going to do my darndest not to log on to the Meta Instagram and Facebook for the next week. I want that to be a statement of, you're not going to get away with the stuff that you've been doing. And you guys may want to do the same. But don't think that I'll be quiet. I'll be somewhere out there lurking around, probably in TikTok. Yeah. So find me over there, or feel free to email me. I'll see you guys later.